Three, two, one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Small Talk on the Mats. My very first guest, it's a pleasure. Sixth degree black belt in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. He is the founder and owner of Coyote BJJ, affiliated with Carlson Gracie. He's built this academy from the ground up after moving from Brazil to America. An academy that has earned multiple first place titles and awards. He's also won multiple titles and medals throughout his own individual career. And his resume is quite impressive. I'll go over it real quick. 42 years of judo, Goran 5th Dan black belt. 37 years of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which again, he's a 6th degree black belt. 20 years of Muay Thai, silver red Krong Prajid. And in his own MMA career from 94 to 2008, he was 21-2. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to introduce you, my professor, Daniel Souza.
Hello, everyone. This is Professor Daniel Souza. They call me the Coyote. I represent Carlson Gracie in Albuquerque. It is a great pleasure, an honor to be here as a guest and participate in this live broadcast with my student Alex Tango, and let's see what's coming.
All right, cool, Professor. So we're going to go over just a few questions, and then after the questions, if you want to, or during the questions, if you want to elaborate more or get sidetracked, I'm cool with that. So the first four questions are your personal journey and background. My very first question to you is, how did you get started in Jiu-Jitsu?
I started in judo in 1981. I was 5 years old, and a social project in my pre-K school. It used to be like once a week, and then the professor at the time saw a really good potential in me and invited me to the school of his professor, and they give me a scholarship. And then my involvement in judo, it takes me to Master Mario Lúcio and Master Hilton Leão. So when I did go compete at a judo tournament, and I saw more evolution on the techniques on the ground. I even asked a silly question for my professor. Their judo is different than ours. They explained to me it was jiu-jitsu. And then I make the transition to jiu-jitsu. I started jiu-jitsu in 1985. I was doing judo and jiu-jitsu starting there.
Okay, nice, wonderful. My second question to you is, who were your biggest influences or mentors on your journey to your black belt?
Absolutely, Master Hilton Leão, Master Rui Diniz. There were two masters I'm being under my entire career. My affiliation with Carlson Gracie come a way before, back in the days still. I'm from Rio de Janeiro, but my family used to live in Belo Horizonte. And every time I go compete in Rio de Janeiro for the big tournaments, I used to do my training camp with Carlson Gracie Sr. in original Figueiredo Magalhães in Copacabana. And that's how my roots lineage come with Carlson Gracie.
Nice. Okay. Question number 3. How long did it take you to earn your black belt, and what was the most difficult belt for you to achieve?
Like I say, I started jiu-jitsu as a kid, 8 years old in 85, and achieved my black belt in 98. It was a 13 years journey. And I did go through all the kids' belt, yellow, orange, green, blue. The more reward belt I was my purple belt was a very interesting belt, because I was like very beast on that belt.
Yeah, I remember that story. Okay. Number 4. What did getting your black belt mean to you personally?
Getting a black belt was always a dream since I was a kid. Like, I was 10 years old, and one time my mom was walking in the city downtown. I saw this sports store. Yeah, I saw this black belt. I asked my mom to buy the black belt for me. I should say, no, you're too young. You're probably not gonna even get there.
Yeah.
And then she didn't buy the black belt for me. And then I saved all my changes. And one day I asked her to take me to the store. Yeah, I buy the black belt. I was 10 years old when I buy the black belt. The black belt was on my drawer for 10 years. 10 years on my drawer. Once in a while, when I wake up in the morning and go change, I tie the belt around my waist and look at me and myself in the mirror. Of course, the black belt is too big on me. They say, one day you're going to be on my waist, you never come off.
That's great. Yeah, that's good motivation right there. The next few questions are mindset and philosophy. I categorized them. Question number 5. What mental challenges did you face on your way to your black belt, and how did you overcome those?
You know, growing up in Brazil, I'm come from the slum in Brazil. Very tough neighborhood, very hard growing up himself because everything was very difficult money-wise. And I find in the sport the escape to be a better person, you know, not to end on breaking the law and crime, even dead. And the sport was like a key to keep me alive and make me survive in Brazil. And I saw the great opportunity to do great through the sport.
Okay, good. Next question is, what does being a black belt mean to you beyond just technical proficiency?
That was a good question because you say being a black belt.
Yeah.
Being a black belt is not something you get. It's something you become. Because a lot of people confuse that. Yeah, like I did buy my black belt. I was 10 years old, but I only wear my black belt when my master told me you become a black belt. Because what it means a black belt, the belt was only 2 inches to cover your waist around your butt. You know what I mean? You have to cover the rest. And being a black belt is more than just know the techniques. It is who you are, your personality, your character. You know, I want to inspire people. That's what that means. It's not about to be a world champion, being big. It's really being an inspiration for the people comes after you.
Okay, I like that answer. You inspire me, by the way.
No.
Number 7, how do you stay motivated when progress feels slow or stagnant?
Yeah, they call the belt blues, right? When you feel unmotivated, like you feel lazy. You know, jiu-jitsu is not it is sport. Evolves every time. Everything is different. Even if you do armbar 100 times, all the 100 armbars will be different. It's never gonna be the same. And the motivation, like everyone has the ups and downs in every single belt, every single stage, have ups and downs. But I keep myself motivation with what's next. Challenging myself always for the next step. Always not to be better than anybody else, but only better than myself the day before.
Right. Yeah. That's the goal. Competition and community. Next question is, we know you've competed. How has that shaped your Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu career by competing?
Yeah, I have been competing since 8 years old. Because back in the days, it didn't have as many competition like now. Right now, if you want to compete, every single week has a competition. You're willing to travel, every week you have a competition. But back in the days, on the state of Minas Gerais, you have 5 major competition. And you used to go to Rio de Janeiro for another 3 or 4 through the year. So technically, you have 8 to 9 competitions for the whole year. And go to the competition was another challenge too, especially when it was out of the state, because you need to get sponsorships, try to seek for the money to make the travel expenses and everything else. Então, I did compete, like I say, since I was 8 years old. I was competing judo and jiu-jitsu as much as I could, you know. Back in the time too, I used to even like hold a sign on a street light, uh, technically panhandling for money try to put together the money to make a sponsorship so I can go to the competition. And through my career, I have five national champions in Brazil for the LBJJF, 8 state championship for the Minas Gerais Federation. I did win Copa Ciclone in Rio de Janeiro, Copa Cidade Rio de Janeiro, Copa Leblon, a few tournaments in Rio de Janeiro as well. And it's kind of even, like gold is in silver, it's pretty even, but it's not really about the color of the medal. It is about the performance you have. Sometimes I didn't take gold home, but I thought my performance was really good, or even better than when I win gold sometimes.
Okay. Yeah, it's a like competition is a good place to see where you're at, all the progress you've been making over
Exactly.
the year. Yeah. Next question is, what are your thoughts on the evolution of competition rule sets like IBJJF rule set, ADCC, EBJ, things like that?
Now, for this new generation, they having a blast. Like they have opportunity now. My generation would never have to be really a professional for the sport, like new athletes have right now. Competitions like professional competitions will pay you a cash prize, so you can really live off the sport. About the rules, rules is important to keep the integrity of the athletes, because back on our time, it's not that many rules. The rules was just no bite, no eye gouge, hit the groin, technically.
Yeah.
All the illegal techniques they talking about these days was legal back in the time.
Yeah. That's interesting.
I would like to. They will have like a universal set of rules. I'm not saying choosing IBJJF rules or choosing ADCC. I would like to come up with something in between, more uniform. That way, it make it easy, because you go in one competition, they have a set of rules, and you go to the second competition, it's a whole different story. And you do a different, like you do IBJJF, is another one. It make it confuse for the students and parents also, because they don't have like a full knowledge of the rules. And myself, I study every single organization deeply, the rules. Yeah, I get certified myself on the rules the referee sets.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, when I first started, I was confused as to, because when I would sign up for a tournament, I didn't know what rule set I had to use. But then I was a white belt too, so it didn't really matter. But yeah, I can only imagine what you have to learn. Next question. What's your take on the rapid growth of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu worldwide?
Can you repeat that?
Yeah. So what's your take on the rapid growth? Like how fast?
Rapid growth.
Yeah.
Oh, the jiu-jitsu is like the sport growing faster than anything else. Is a phenomenon worldwide. Pretty soon will be also Olympic Games too. They're not gonna hold as much. It's gonna happen, and I think the rapid growth is because is jiu-jitsu is not just a sport; it's a lifestyle. It is a efficient self-defense. It is a true fighting. If you look talking about the evolution of the UFC. In the beginning, UFC, when nobody actually they do know jiu-jitsu, but they not practice. They don't have they don't train jiu-jitsu. Então jiu-jitsu was taking advantage in every other martial arts. And the time goes by, everybody from other disciplines like Muay Thai, wrestling, they have to learn jiu-jitsu to be able to catch up.
Yeah.
And technically is not a better martial arts. I think one martial arts just complete the other. It is definitely a better athlete, because when the athlete performs themselves and treat themselves as a champ, they always will be a champ. You know, what I don't like now, it is they making jiu-jitsu be the martial arts be like a show, like a WWF. I don't like the trash talking, the bad mouthing, those things, because it's not the philosophy of the martial arts, the discipline and respect martial arts shows should show.
Right.
You know, I don't like what they're doing now with this trash talking.
Yeah, I agree. Last few questions here. This one's on, these next two are on training and technique. Do you have a favorite position or submission, and why?
Definitely, I mean, we Carson Gracie, we don't pull guard.
Yeah.
We don't pull guard.
I like it.
We smash from the top, smash and pass.
I love it.
You know, very strong pressure from the top. One of my favorite techniques is clock chokes. I mean, I really love clock chokes for technically for any position. I have like a few variations of my clock choke. It's one of my favorite positions.
Okay, I love it. Yeah.
Because you can do an armbar, people fight the armbar. People strong, have big muscles, they'll fight through.
Yeah.
And chokes don't lie.
I love that. Chokes don't lie. I love it. Yeah. Next question on training and technique. What's one technical detail that you think most people overlook in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
They think too much. They speed up. You have to slow down your body and speed up your mind. That was like the way I see a technique. Because when your body go too fast, your mind don't catch up. That's why you miss the position. And I ask my students, how many times we should do this position to get it right? Some people tell me a number, 50 times, 100 times. Some people say 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the answers is correct. But the right answer, on my point of view, you do the position and true, you don't get it wrong. Because when you don't get it wrong anymore, every time you do it, become a muscle memory, become naturally. So, it's not really a number. It's really just being on the mat. You're not gonna just learn jiu-jitsu watching YouTube at home and try to roll with your body in the garage.
Yeah.
Because if you master YouTube really was what's up, I will be at a job.
Yeah. Very true. Very true statement. Last few questions are on teaching and mentorship. First one is, what do you enjoy most about teaching Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
I enjoy very much like see the growth of my students. You know, not only on the mat, but not only winning medals, being champs, is see when I take a little kid, 4 or 5 year old under my mentorship. The kid now is 16, 18 years old. He's still in a good path. He's a straight A student. He's starting a part-time job, you know, very respectful with his family, respectful with his girlfriend. You know, jiu-jitsu is a way of life. Like you want to present yourself on the mat in an outstanding way. You have to present yourself in the same thing in the society, because everybody look at you. You're an example for everyone around. That was a very important part for me. You want to lead, you want to be an example to everybody else. We see a lot bad professors, bad coaches out there.
Yeah, I do. Next question. What advice would you give to someone who's just starting Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
Go in any reliable school. And I'm not even gonna tell you what school. You just go to a school, do a background check on your professor, do a research on the school, on the lineage, what they come from. That's how you're gonna find a good school.
Yeah.
It's not even about the brand, about the patch. It is about really who's running the school.
Yeah. Okay. Good one. Last three questions for you, Professor. How do you help students overcome plateaus or self-doubt?
I tell them to suck it up because you know we have here, especially here in my school, I help a lot domestic violence survivors. You know, it's a tough situation they come from. Some people come from really abuse relationship in home.
Yeah.
But you make yourself a victim, you're gonna continue to be a victim. That's why the mental toughness, it sucks on the beginning, but it is the only way to go through is to push through, and you still see the light in the end of the tunnel. You keep walking to the light because stop making excuses to yourself. And I'm putting myself in a spot where I started the year really good on a good track. I was like, oh, I'm back. And then I hit my plateau about last month, like, and feel like and dismotivated. And you know what I did? I signed myself to a competition. To sign myself for a competition is like I'm signing a contract. I have to be accountable to myself. I will get the result of the work I'm put on. So that's how I'm trying to motivate myself again to get back on the horse.
Okay.
But right here at my school, I'm tough with everyone. I tell the adults and kids, and even the parents sitting outside. Because sometimes somebody have to tell them what they don't want to hear. Somebody need to show them the truth. The truth hurts.
Yeah. That's a good answer. I like that. Very deep. Last two questions. How have you had any students who taught you something in return?
Always. Teaching is also learning. Every time we step on the mat, is an exchange of knowledge. Even I'm the one with more experience on the mat. A white belt can do a position, a scramble, some crazy spazzy stuff, and it puts you in a situation you never been before. It don't make you rethink, reevaluate the position, and you learn from.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody tap on the mat, even black belts.
Yeah.
Is nobody gonna be on this sport, what's a really tough sport, from white belt to black belt without a tap.
Yeah.
Tap, it means learning. Every time you tap, people think like you're not progressing because it's tapping.
Mm.
But every time you tap, you're learning about the mistakes you make.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. I like that. And last question for you, Professor. What do you think makes a great instructor beyond the skill level?
A good coach is gonna tell you you did good. He's gonna always compliment you.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing coach is gonna point you the mistakes you make, is gonna try to guide you through. But like an outstanding coach or professor is the one is gonna keep you think you're gonna feel he's speaking on you because he always putting the finger on your wound. But it's not trying to pick. It's because he sees so much potential in you. It's just I wanna free your mind because The only thing hold you back is just yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, impossible to progress. As much as I believe in someone or some relatives of you believe in you, but you have to believe in yourself. And that one is the big key to make the person level up. Another way I see the evolvement, the level goes up, is not about the color of the belt or about the technique. Like I mentioned before, master YouTube. You can type in any technique in the world and you watch and learn the technique.
Mm-hmm.
But it is the ability to see what's coming, to definitely play the chess game, have 2, 3 movements, 5 movements ahead, and sometimes force the person, obey the person to do what you want.
Okay.
That was the really level up on a skill. It's when you bait somebody to do something, and they take it.
Yeah.
His ability to see beyond just the moving self.
Yeah. It's a game of chess. Mental. All right, Professor. That's the list of questions that I had. Now I'm just gonna open it up to you if you want to add anything, and then we'll close it off.
Guys, again, I want to anticipate my for the great opportunity to be here today, be the first guest. Woohoo! And for you guys out there, for the ones wants to do jiu-jitsu, my tank is in out of shape, and stop making excuses to yourself. You don't have to go to the gym to be in shape to do the jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu is for everyone. But here in my school, I have kids from 3 all the way to 67 years old I have here in the gym. And everyone come and do the work. Jiu-jitsu, if you come once a week, it's better to come none. But the more time you spend on the mat, more you learn, more you progress. It's not every day is going to be easy. Because if it was an easy sport, you do soccer.
Yeah.
But you know, it's definitely sweat, tears, and blood you have to drop every day.
Yeah.
And the next day, willing to do everything again. If your body hurts, you tire, you have family at home, also you have to take care. You have a job or go to school, but you have to find a time for yourself. 45 minutes a day for yourself, for your own well-being. But Alex, thank you very much for the opportunity, for all the audience right there.
Of course, Professor.
Keep it up. Don't hesitate to sign up in any school, any patch, any affiliation. Is a great schools out there. And welcome to the Jiu-Jitsu world.
Yeah. And where can the followers follow you on social media?
You can follow Facebook and Instagram. We have the Carson Gracie Albuquerque BJJ on Instagram. My personal is Coyote Jiu-Jitsu. Pretty simple. If you type it in Coyote over there, I'm the ugliest gonna pop over there.
Cool. All right, you guys heard him. You guys know where to contact us or contact Professor. Again, this is a great school. I'm a student myself, so I can speak from experience. And it was a pleasure having you, Professor, on as my very first guest.
Yeah.
And we'll catch you guys later. Peace out.
Us.